Good morning. This morning we are exploring part 2 of igniting a love affair with life. I want to review for a moment a bit about what we talked about last time. We talked about this idea, the quality and energy of surrender, and really negotiating a healthy relationship with the word surrender. And what we're surrendering to in this context is life, is divine, is Christ consciousness, oneness, presence, spirit, whatever word you give it. And the word I gave it for the purpose of exploring this was capital L, life. That capital L, your best life, the quality of being in flow and energy, where things that would usually tire you don't, because you are in an energy flow completely different than that for what you would on your own create. So I want to talk again about the qualities of surrender. May we have the strength to practice a mindset of willingness, the quality or readiness of being prepared to do something. And I would emphasize the importance of this in our lives, because oftentimes we aren't aware that we are blocking divine flow, capital L life ourselves. And part of the reason why I think this can come up is Brene Brown says joy is one of the hardest emotions for us to accept. We look for the other shoe to drop, as it were. And so we stay away from such potential. It can be scary for us. So am I making room for capital L life, for that flow in my life, and letting go, to make free or give up something or someone, to release or discharge? Can we let go of what we think needs to happen in order to invite space for spirit to flow, or for those greater qualities in ourselves to emerge? And lastly, this idea of allowing, to give time or opportunity or permission. And for me, what I would give the analogy of is the on-ramp of a highway. Now, we can try to push right in, and we can push in front of other people, or we can watch life go and say, I'm going to merge with you. I'm going to merge with life. And I will move at the pace of life and the flow of life. I will yield to that energy and watch what emerges with curiosity, with wonder, releasing judgment. Michael Beckwith says, what if your highest path isn't even seen by you yet? What if it's greater than anything you could imagine? And with that quote, I want to explore today the idea of surrendering to life in your emerging self, this idea of creating spaciousness, of yielding to life. And what I'm wanting to explore in more detail is the 4 stages of spiritual growth and development, as detailed by Michael Beckwith, a New Thought minister from Agape International. So he defines this first layer of being in relationship to that capital L life as to me, victim. This idea of life is happening to me, that we believe something outside ourselves determines our happiness, our path, or our wellness. This can be especially something to notice if we have a higher attachment to what people think about us, or people pleasing. And from this, then, we become reactive. Life is happening to me and I'm not sure what to do, or because I'm not sure what to do, I'm going to force things to happen. Usually within the victim, there is a big blame story, and it is a part of ourselves. So remember, this is a quality within us to notice, am I looking around and blaming everything else? And having a really strong lens of life, just life as it emerges, being a positive or negative experience, and sometimes having a negative experience, calling it positive, or having a positive experience and calling it negative, rather than noticing life and the experiences within that life is going to look up and down. It's going to look like a roller coaster at times. It's going to hold unexpected pieces. These are neither good nor bad. They are simply life. And then it invites us as in flow with and part of life to explore that. Oftentimes, with the life is happening to me, there is an attention on what you don't have. We're constantly in pursuit of this. And then the interesting thing with this whole idea of victim, if you were ever to attain what it is you think it is you want, you will create a new goal, because there is not a sense of satisfaction. There is an internal lack from that place of victim. And so it is kind of like dangling a carrot in front of you. But if you ever got close enough to the carrot, you just make a longer stick then. I'll just make it farther. I got to do more, be more, because I'm not enough. So from this place, we create a resistance to what it is that we want. We resist it. I'm not worth it. I can't have it. Look at life happening to me. No matter what I do, this is always the case, and it's for them and not for me. And we deny our birthright to an extraordinary life. And we take a back seat to our life and we say, life is happening to me. Look, no matter what I do, it's just going to drive here or drive there. It feels important to mention at this point that, similar to the grief cycle, we are not in one of these stages statically. We are moving through these stages. So last time I did an activity where I invited you to think first about a space in your life where things were going well. And then I invited you to think about an area that you wanted to add energy, healing, or growth to, and to take that energy from the space that's going well and to bring it to that area that you are looking for growth and healing, that we have the ability to transmute and move energy. Likewise, I want to invite you to stretch and expand your thinking within this idea of the 4 stages of spiritual growth and development, that I may have one area in my life for which I have a higher resonance or capability of being. And that in that place, I can look at that space where I am able to see myself from another lens, a healthier lens, a more whole lens, and bring that lens to the area for which I'm currently feeling like life is happening to me. Now, there is this manifester stage, and the manifester stage is actually stage 2. And this is the idea that life is happening by me. Learn about the laws of the universe, learn about creative visualization, the right of use of imagination, power of prayer, oneness, connection, and how we are co-creators in our lives. We start to take the back seat and we start to get into that driver's seat, and we start to see the Christ consciousness within ourselves. And we begin to notice that we pay more attention to what we don't want than what we do want. We're coming out of that victimized stage and realize that life is on our side. It's progressive. It is for me. Or the idea that the universe is conspiring with you, or what you are seeking is seeking you. And we hold into this energy and we learn how to manifest, declare, and decree, but not necessarily what our soul wants. This idea of life is happening by me can look like maybe cultivating an unbelievable amount of physical money, wealth, but lacking in prosperity of happiness or joy within. It can look like that striving, seeking, I got to keep going. And if I don't keep going, everything's going to drop feeling. The weight can close around us. We have it all, but we're still lacking peace, wholeness, generosity, love, the deeper sense of okayness. We somehow have missed something in the get, let, have, share piece. Maybe we are afraid to not have enough or not be able to give enough. There's still this interplay or material of creating, but not necessarily from a place of soul, from a place of capital L, life. And usually during this stage 2, the manifester explores in more detail the art and science of meditation. It is at this stage important for us to remove this idea of good, bad, or striving. We are not striving through the stages. We don't just jump to where it is that we say is ultimate. What rather I would encourage you to do is begin to notice where you're at. Notice where you're at and embrace where you're at. And again, one area of my life, I may see life as happening to me. And in the next moment or in the next area of my life or the same area of my life, I might see life happening by me. But I do want to hold within this stage of life by me this piece of tension that I have to keep moving. I got to keep doing it, action, and I'm making life happen. And what I would say that the visual for that I see is almost like I'm pulling life as a trailer. This is what it needs to look like, and I'm pulling life. Now, the next context that Michael offers is this idea of channeling and opening. Life is happening through me. Life itself never compromises itself. Life is alive and bubbling with infinite possibility, and it wants to come into full expression. Life is for us. The channel for life to express itself. Allow it to occur because it's already happening. I am localizing cosmic activity, surrendering to life for more life. Life is happening through me. Reclaiming, allowing, surrendering to something in you that wants to emerge, channeling from the universe that inner soul intention. And this idea of channeling life through me feels like getting into the flow of traffic, and I see my car and I see the road and I see the cars of life around me, and I'm in flow with that. And I'm there and I can feel it happening, and I can see the other cars. I can see their orientation to me. The encouragement is to notice where we're at in any given moment. The encouragement is to invite those peaceful pauses that we learn when we start to manifest, to invite in prayer, to invite in meditation, to yield, as it were, to feel into what is around us. And from this place of channeling and opening and seeing life through me, we come to this place, a state of being, life as me. You realize that you are at one with life, just like the wave is an emanation of the ocean, the sunbeam as the sun. Whatever the name you want to give this, love, beauty, God, divine, it's the presence that is never absent. The sense of separation dissolves. Once you taste this, truly taste this, this is that tip of the spear life that I talked about last time. Nothing else satisfies. Once you've seen the luminosity, taste your potential, more creativity, more prosperity, and there's a sense of non-attachment because we're in the flow. This life as me, I would use the analogy of the highway, and I can no longer differentiate between the road, the speed, the car, the space around me. I don't see the differentiation between my car and another car. I am in that other car, and that other car is in me. And it does genuinely make me laugh that I am talking about highways and roads today in the way that I am. And it does help to sort of contextualize this idea of oneness. And that core unity principle of oneness, that there is no other, becomes key. But I want to look through that core unity idea of oneness from a Buddhist lens. And so when there is a perception of separation, there is a sense of suffering. And that sense of suffering happens because we see ourselves as separate from something else. Non-attachment becomes possible when we no longer see ourselves as separate. We're no longer attached to the outcome because we are the outcome. We are no longer feeling like we are objectifying nature in the sense of this tree is there for my beauty and looking at it. We see our interconnected roots and being. We see that we are in the tree and the tree is in us. And from that space, then we release attachment because we are already one. We see our connection. So non-attachment in essence is unity. There's nothing to attach to because we are one. And when we release that attachment, we come into a place of seeing ourselves in the all of it. And I would draw back to a memory I have with Martha Creek where she had us do an activity, and on this page there was these desirable qualities on the one side and I'd say less desirable qualities on the other. And she had us circle certain qualities on the one side that we felt we brought, and then 2 areas that we felt we were working on. And I mean, that list on the undesirable side, I mean, liar, cheat, it was all there. And we do that activity and we talk about our strengths and we talk about our growing edges. And almost as an afterthought, she then said, and we are, of course, all of this. We are, of course, all of this. So there isn't anymore this idea of being separate from, but this understanding that we are the all in it. We are the water in the ocean. We are the beam in the sun. And we are divine in essence. And from this place, we can explore our orientation to life. Is life happening to me, as me, through me? Or can I see that I am life in a way that I am no longer attached to an outcome because I am simply in the flow of all that is? I invite you now into a time of meditation. I invite you to find your feet on the ground, to take a deep breath. Maybe you wish to close your eyes. Maybe you wish to stare into the expansiveness of the ocean, seeing in it that you are all of it. There is no striving from this place because you are already there. There is so much magnificence near the ocean. Waves keep rolling in. Waves keep rolling in. There is so much magnificence near the ocean. Waves keep rolling in. Waves keep rolling in. There is so much magnificence near the ocean. Waves keep rolling in. Waves keep rolling in. Imagine life there, present, waiting for you to realize that you are in life, that life is in you. Calling us out of a space of life is happening to us, and calling us to grow past that place of life happening by us, and particularly releasing that slog, that pulling sort of sensation that we can get when we miss that the flow is there dancing, that we can be moved by the Spirit rather than moving the Spirit. To feel the energy of life, like water rippling down a stream. To step into the invitation that is there to join into the flow. To do so in such a way that you no longer see the water or the shore or the stone or the sky. And well, winter has now given way to spring, and we watch the buds begin to form on the trees. I invite you into a prose that I wrote this past January called I Asked the Snow. What does it mean to stop, oh beautiful snow? I wish for you to teach me, for I happen to not know. How do you rest so gracefully on branches narrow and ecstatic dance? May I know faith like that. To be content to be so moved as the wind seeks to move you. May I know trust like that. May I be fearless like that. Your beauty just is unique and precious. Your intricate design effortlessly enchanting, and only truly seen by a few, holding shape in the masses, creating new designs through connection. May I know beauty like that. You fall in collective form like a bird mermation. It isn't about you. May I know community like that. Alas, before landing like a blanket, covering the earth, holding space. May I be a comfort like that. It's as if you know that underneath the under, there are sprouts taking shape, taking form, even in the dead of winter, even in you as the dead of winter. May I, like you, be present to that type of new life. More importantly, may I anticipate it. How do you stop so gracefully and then with no protest melt away? May I know acceptance like that. I hear your voice. The snow now speaks in return with a surprisingly light-hearted tone. I am not gone. I am in the new life that I protected and nourished from winter to spring. For this was my calling, my part in the all. May I know oneness like that.